I wanted to talk briefly about some ground rules for tonight. The first one is we'd ask anybody speaking, please be open and honest with your thoughts. Anybody listening, listen actively and attentively to what's being said. Really, both parties should be part of the process. Please respect each other's point of view, because we can come up to the best resolutions when we've all listened to each other. We expect courtesy, good faith, that we're all acting in the best interests of the city, and full disclosure. And by the city, I mean us as a community and not a governmental entity. A couple things we need to figure out, though, because there have been some questions around this. Time limits on speaking. I mean, typically, you're limited to 3 minutes in a public comment section with the City Council. We wanted to be more open tonight, but we need to see what that's going to look like. So I'm going to ask real quick if we could see a quick show of hands of people that think at this point they might want to get up and have offer something, have a question or comment. And let me just figure a quick count. Okay, that's about 26 people that would want to come up and speak. We've got about 2 hours, so we're looking at your typical 3 or 4 minute time frame. Now, I don't want to tell folks that they're limited to 3 minutes. I want you all to recognize all the different people that want to speak tonight. And when you're up, if you're running long, I'm going to encourage you to be concise, to be specific, okay, and to recognize that we have other folks that might want to speak also. And again, this is part of a 2-meeting process. We're going to ask that if you've spoken once, that you might let others go before you, so everyone gets a chance to speak, because we're going to talk about all different topics. And if you speak on economic impact and want to speak again on construction, we want you to maybe recognize that you've already spoken and let others go ahead of you, but we still want to get to you too. Okay? So when we get to those, we'll start, and that's queuing, we'll start queuing people up in line for that. Okay, our process tonight is going to look like this. We're going to review the current topics. These are the topics we've identified. We're going to prioritize those topics. We don't want to assume that people want to talk about all those. They may only want to talk about 2 or 3, and we tend to see a lot of comment cards just in 2 or 3 areas. So we want to prioritize those based on your interest, on what you want to talk about. We're going to begin with the topic of most interest. Okay, we'll take a look at some of the comments and questions that we've had tonight that are posted on the board, and we'll ask for additional comments and questions. Okay, we'll try to go through an entire topic and then move on to the next topic based on your interest, based on how we prioritize those. Any unanswered questions tonight will be answered at the next meeting on February 6th. If you'd like to leave your name, address, or email address with Gail Connors, and Gail is here, the Public Information Officer for the project, she can take your address information and be sure the answer gets to you too. Okay, let's move on to taking a look at the topics. And what we'd like to do is take a look down these, and then we're going to vote, or we're going to see if we need any additional topics, if there's anything we've missed. And then we're going to go ahead and prioritize those. So the first topic is, why build it at all? Why do we need it? Second topic is, why was this option selected? If you have questions around that. The third one are questions related to the cost of the project. There's been discussion of a peer review and the bid, build, design, build, bid. I'm not sure. Ready, fire, aim. I'm not sure exactly how that one. Then we've got funding, issues around funding for the trench. The time frame for construction. Public safety issues, which include environmental and emergency issues. Utility issues. Relocation of the gas line and water drainage. And then the shoe fly issue. I always wondered where the word shoe fly came from, which is the alternate train track for those of you that don't know exactly what that means. Then economic impact. We've got impact during construction and after construction, and there's been discussion along those lines. And then the topic of the decision-making process itself. How is the decision going to be made? And then the project questions regarding communication on the project. Those are the topics. Before we go to prioritizing those, are there any additional topics that you feel aren't being addressed there? Yes, Jim?
Well, I noticed there's nothing in there that someone could raise alternatives to this project. And also,
Yeah, the public vote would come under a decision-making process or a discussion around that.
Should have an alternative.
I'm sorry?
Should be covered under why this
Okay, yeah. Under why this option, yeah. Other options for the trench, yes. Any other questions? Yes? Well, I think that starts to get into one of our topic areas, okay? But I'm not sure. Well, no, I think we're talking economic impact, and we're assuming in some ways there's going to be a negative economic impact during construction. I would say that would be along the lines of a positive economic impact after construction, but I think it would tend to fit there. Okay, so when we get to there, if you feel free to. Okay? Any other topics, any other questions on where a question might fall? Okay, what we're going to do, everybody out there, is you're all going to get 3 votes for your top 3 items, and we're going to do a hand count real quick, and that's going to tell us where we're going to start and how we're going to proceed tonight. Because as I said, we want to start with where the most interest is. So take a look at those real quick and pick out the 3 that you would like to discuss. Okay, everybody know? Because what I'm going to do is go right down the list, ask for a show of hands, assume you're not going to vote more than once. Or not more, I'm sorry, not more than 3 times. And that'll tell us where we're going to begin.
I just want to make sure, we need to make sure this guy filled out a public comment card that he's actually here to talk during the trench project and not during the public comment.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Bryn Kushner? Is Bryn here? Bryn, you had filled out a public comment card? Okay, yeah, and the public comment obviously was for anything other than the train trench. Okay, thank you. Okay, so what we want to do, again, you get 3 votes. Oh, I'm sorry, do you have a question?
Taxation and that's affecting individual folks. Is that right?
I'm sorry, taxation?
Taxation, costs, funding.
I think that'd be under funding. Yeah. Yeah. Okay? Okay. We'll do a quick count. Gail, can you count that side and I'll count this side? Okay. Again, you get 3 votes. Why build it at all? Let's see what we got in the way of votes. I got 24, so 31. Okay, why this option? What's that? 18? So 47. Okay, cost. Funding. Time frame for construction. I saw that 2 hands back there. Public safety. One. 4. Utilities. Shoe fly. Economic impact. And the decision-making process. And communication, the project communication. Project communication, you all held out for the last one and nobody voted on it? 2. Okay. So what do we got? 2, 3, I'll start with the first 4 here. Like I said, first one we've got is why this is the cost. Oh, we need the board back there. Sorry. What's that? Well, we need the questions off of that. So cost-related questions? And have we met our panel of experts over here? We're going to see if we can stump the experts tonight. Starting, Don's here in his silent capacity. Brent Boyer, City Reno Property Manager. Jerry Nevin, Project Manager. Mark DeMuth, Environmental Consultant. Mary Traficante, the Deputy City Attorney. Stuart Sillinger, Budget Manager. Steve Varela, Public Works. Yeah, Steve Hyatt with Nolte Construction. Ron Bird with Stantec. Nolte Engineering and Design and Bid. What we'd like to do now is go through, we'll take a quick look at some of the questions we've got, then we want to hear questions from you. These are questions that have been submitted. First question, when will the final cost figures be available? What do we know about the final cost? And Gail's going to work the microphone around there.